Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Year's resolutions. Today is January 27, and the resolution for today is be your favorite. Or if you can say to yourself, I am my favorite, right? So, what we're going to be working on this resolution is being your favorite. So, being the favorite, I was thinking on that just a few minutes ago because I'm realizing that I'm wearing this sweater again. This is becoming my favorite sweater because it's black and because it has bling. Both of the colors I like, the bling and the black, right? So even my nails have bling. You probably cannot see that, but so two concepts that I like, right? Black and bling. And because black identifies you with being bold, that's why my background is black. And also the bling, the ability to shine. So, how can we be our own favorite? Well, what do you like about yourself? How do you are able to enjoy of your own company? So many times in life, our suffering comes from us being lonely or alone or are looking for someone else to complement our life. It's due to the fact that we don't feel happy with ourselves. We don't feel happy alone. Back in the day, I used to hear that how long does it take you to be with yourself? Well, until you turn on the TV, right? And we don't want to be with ourselves. We avoid being with ourselves because we don't like ourselves enough to enjoy our own company. So, how can you become your own favorite? Well, what do you like in a person? What do you like about yourself, your personality? What are your traits that you can offer yourself in the world? What makes you special? What makes you different? What makes you someone that people wants to be with? And what is that aspect of you that makes you that way? It probably requires some work in the way of probably really getting to know yourself. How much do you know about yourself and how much do you value yourself? So how can you be your own favorite if you don't even know yourself? If you don't even know what you are all about and what do you like, what do you enjoy? Have you ever thought of making a list of what you are all about? What do you like? What are your expectations of yourself? How do you see yourself? Do you like yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror? And I don't mean just when you're dressing nice and when your hair is done and your makeup is up, but when you're naked or when you're on underwear. I love that exercise of walking in underwear in the room because it helps you bring up the sensuality. It makes you feel sexy, right? When we do that enough in our homes, and it's better when no one is watching. Sometimes we have little ones that are going to be surprised that you're in underwear, right? And if you have the opposite sex, which is my case, I have Alex, my 9 year old. So if it ever happens that I get off of the shower and I'm naked, the way he looks at me is like surprising, it's like shocking. So you want to be careful that that doesn't happen, that often, or that you are provoking that, especially if you have family members that are the opposite sex, because it's difficult for them, especially when they are growing. I know my son Alex is autistic, and he is kind of younger, his mind is kind of younger, but still you want to be careful. So way of not being naked is being with underwear and walking in the house, or in your bedroom if you can, when there is no visitors or no young people, or someone that is not appropriate to see you, right? If you live with siblings that is not your significant one, of course you want to have that um, being careful. You're gonna have the prudency of maybe holding that for another moment, right? So how can we improve the way we feel about ourselves is telling ourselves in the mirror that we love ourselves, right? I love you, Maria. I love you, John. I love you, Kelly, whatever it is that your name is, right? So a good way of appreciating and getting to know ourselves is telling ourselves in the mirror that we love us. that we love ourselves. And those back dialogues that come into our mind, like, yeah, but you are fat, or yes, but you're not that smart, or you don't even look good today, or who told you that you were intelligent, or who told you that you were new at anything, we will probably get those kind of dialogues back to us. And especially when we're working in our abundance, our beliefs of the ability of having a specific amount of money or a lifestyle, right? Those are going to come back. But even those thoughts and those dialogues coming into our mind is ways of getting to know ourselves. How much of that self work are we doing, where we are getting to know ourselves? What do we think when we are not talking with someone else? What are our internal tags? What is our internal dialogue? What are you telling yourself when you're talking to yourself? I know that it's gonna seem like it's crazy, but actually, people who talk to themselves have a higher IQ than people who don't, right? And back in the day when I was young, when I was little, like under 10, that was seen as you being crazy, right? If you saw someone talking to themselves, you thought that they were crazy. That's what parents and siblings told you. Oh, that person is crazy. You see, they're talking to themselves. No one is answering, right? So it's associated with mental disease. But over the years, new studies have brought the awareness that talking to yourself is actually way of demonstrating a higher IQ. So it demonstrates a higher intelligence. So, what is the dialogue that you are telling yourself? What are you talking to yourself about, and how are you responding? How are you responding to that part that is giving you messages, and how are you responding to that? And many times happens where you will be about to wake up and you just don't want to get up, right? And it's like this voice is telling you, come on, beautiful, you have to get up, right? It's the kind of dialogue I have with myself. And I say, I know, babe, I have to get up, right? But what are you responding to that? What are you responding to that internal dialogue? And which ways are you being loving with yourself? In which ways are you responding? Like say, if I'm very tired, I'll be like, yes, I know, just give me 10 more minutes, I'm very tired. I can probably respond to that. But I am responding to the thoughts and the way I'm talking to myself, to my internal dialogue. So how loving and caring can I make it is really up to me. It's really up to the training that I have and the beliefs that I have, and how I love myself, how I can talk to myself, how can I nurture that part of me that needs nurturing. And the part of me that I'm most careful of is my internal child, right? How does that little girl needs to be treated? How does she need to be talked to? And what will I tell her if I was able to hold her with, in my arms? And how will I tell her that I love her so much, that I appreciate her so much, that I know what she will become, because I am that person, I am that little girl. So that little girl lives in me, and I live in her as a parent, because now I am my own parent. I don't have to depend on my parents' approval. I don't have to depend on their wisdom, because I have my own. I learn to trust in my own wisdom. So, what happens when you do this kind of work is that you release your parents from the roles that they play in your life. They don't need to be your parent anymore, even though they can be, but you don't need their support or their advice or their constant content. You enjoy it, you appreciate it, but it's not like you need it, unless you have a bad dream about them, or it's a situation you can only talk to them, that they will be the purest energy of love that will understand you, right? And we have those kind of connections with our parents. But so what happens when you do the work of becoming your own parent? You release your parents from that role. So what and that and the aspect that benefits into your life and their life is that whenever the time is for them to leave the planet, you don't feel like you lost your parents, because you are your own parent, right? You feel the loss, and you're gonna feel pain, and I'm not trying to tell you it's gonna be pretty, but you can actually feel love when they leave, because they already released from their role in your life, and they're actually free to go, right? Many times families need the process of letting go family members, and it's gonna take for the family member who is leaving until the family can let him go, right? So many times they're gonna get sicker, they're gonna go to multiple doctor visits, they're gonna have attempts of dying until we see that they are really in pain and they really need to go, right? They're dealing with the struggle of living, and they're just not living because we're not ready. So what happens when you do this work of becoming your own parent is that whenever they are ready to leave and it's their time to leave, you're not holding them back, because many times what we do when we hold people back is that we don't feel that we did what we needed to do for them or with them, right? We feel like there were experiences that we didn't live, that we either avoided or didn't tell them were important, or we didn't do it on time, or we didn't tell them how much we love them. We weren't present. We weren't able to help them money wise or loving wise. We weren't that kind of support for them, even though they've been that kind of support for us when we were very young. And family situations can be very variable in circumstances, and every family is unique, and most of our families are dysfunctional. Many of the aspects that we live are dysfunctional or are considered that. So that will mean that we are dysfunctional kids, but you don't have to see yourself as dysfunctional, because any hardship in your life creates a stronger individual. So any struggle that you went through in your life, instead of you feeling sorry about yourself, you need to be grateful. You need to be appreciative of that circumstance in that situation, because that made you who you are today, that made you stronger, that made you able to survive even throughout the struggle, right? And so it made you who you are, it make you wise, it make you compassionate, because now you know how it feels to treat someone like that, to be like that to someone, right? You know how it feels on the other side. So now you know, if you intentionally do that kind of behavior or those kind of actions, or if you treat someone or stop people from doing what makes them happy, you know how it feels, because you lived it, so many times in life what we do is not necessarily that we harm people, but that we rob them from their happiness. We don't let them do and enjoy what makes them happy. So coming back to today's resolution, be your own favorite, is how much are you allowing yourself to be happy, right? How are you conning yourself to be your own favorite if you're not allowing yourself to enjoy life the way you want to enjoy it, and what is stopping you from it? Maybe it will be good to analyze in which area you don't feel that you are worth it or deserving, and how can we possibly work around that belief to give you the assurance that you are worth it and deserving, and that you are beautiful, and that you are handsome, and you're a child of God, right? And you deserve to be loved. And the first person who is going to be willing to love you is yourself. So many times in life we expect validation from other people. We want to be liked, we want to be loved, and that form of being hungry for love and approval is because we don't give it to ourselves. If you are someone who give yourself approval and love, you're not going to be needy. So if you get it from someone, it's good that they do it, but it's not a need of yours, it's an extra, it's the cherry on top, is the add-on to the good that is with you already, right? It's like decorating that pie when you do the whipped cream, right? And saying happy birthday for someone, or saying I love you. Because even when you decorate that pie, you could say I love you in your name, right? For yourself. If no one else is with you at your birthday, or you have an anniversary, you want to congratulate yourself for getting a job, you can buy yourself flowers, you can do something that you like and enjoy. Those acts of kindness and acknowledging of yourself are telling yourself, you are my favorite. I love you. I love you just as the way you are. And I enjoy your company, and I enjoy being with you because of the feeling I get from you. Think of your favorite piece of clothing. How does it make you feel? How does it make you look? How do you feel when you wear it? Is it a rich feeling? Is it a comfortable feeling? Is it warm? Is it outstanding? Is it happiness? Is it grateful? Is it feeling good, you know? So those kind of experiences that a piece of clothing can bring from you, it's what you're looking for from yourself. So be able to acknowledge yourself like that beautiful piece of clothing, which is your favorite. So now in becoming you your own favorite. I hope it was clear. If not, let me know in the comments. I will clarify anything that you didn't get. And I know that as I'm talking, also recalling my thoughts and try to tell you what I'm thinking and the way I'm trying to explain it. And well, what I like to tell you though is I don't have a script. I'm not reading anything. Everything what I talk to you is what I'm living in the moment, is what I'm feeling. I tell you what I'm getting as messages and as my guides are guiding me to tell you. And that's how it comes. I'm sorry it gets confusing sometimes, but it's just me. You're gonna get used to me anyway. I love you. Thank you for watching.